All right. Yeah. Good evening. Good evening. Hi, Fermin. Good evening
Good
to
evening. Good
everyone.
evening.
Yeah. Good evening.
And
Good morning. Good afternoon, or whatever time zone these people who are watching with us tonight or tuning in with us tonight. Magandang araw, magandang gabi, magandang hapon sa inyo. Hello, hello. Shout out kay Cryptopreneur. Ayan. Hi,
that's right.
Fermin. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Welcome to everybody who has joined us. It's been a while, but we're back bigger, better, stronger. And we're going to start with an awesome speaker for today.
All right. Sige. So actually, I missed this doing this blockchain updates, no. We will be doing blockchain updates for tonight. So without further ado, siguro let's begin with giving our audience some updates on what's happening in the space right now, Mr. Barrenechea, sir.
Right? Back end, please show the PowerPoint, please.
Ayan. So yeah, what happened recently with the space, particularly in blockchain. So we will be discussing today ano-ano yung mga updates sa space for the last 2 to 3 weeks.
Right. So obviously, madaming nangyari. So what James and I have done is we just picked a few.
And we'll be discussing it with you in a few.
Next, please.
Ayan, just a
Next.
legal disclaimer, no? For all our viewers that the information presented here is purely academic, no? So and based on our own research, and whatever we will show here is not a financial advice.
Okay. So let's go with the first one.
Eto, mainit ngayon, Fermin, ano? With the onset of some regulatory setbacks for the cryptocurrency industry as a whole, in particular, MasterCard and Visa recently stepped back from the Binance Card partnership. So maybe we can ask Fermin since he's also ano, no? He's also from the banking industry. How does he ano, no? How does he view this particular update for the industry? Go ahead,
Right.
Fermin.
Sure, I think here they're just being cautious, no? Kasi nga nakikita naman natin that Binance is having a number of challenges with in several jurisdictions. So kumbaga Mastercard and Visa are just doing the cautious thing na parang step back muna kami. Pag naayos na 'yan, madali namang ibalik yung programa eh. So I think they're just being cautious. And as you said, once the regulatory framework is a bit clearer, I have no doubt that they will revisit this, especially as we get to a stage of more adoption.
There is a question in play, no? Actually, I received a question from a newbie about this particular ano, topic. Sorry, about Mastercard and Visa stepping back. They wanted to understand: is this just pure regulatory in question, or is there another force that's coming into play? What do you think, Permin?
Well, I think there will always be other aspects coming into play. No, for example, there is the possibility that they may actually be working with another party who will come up with their own exchange.
Exactly.
Diba? But
Actually, for me, I have this, ano, no, I have this notion that maybe because of the trade war happening right now between the US and China, there's a high probability that the US is actually giving a head start to its US based or yeah, North American based counterparts. Because we know, although Binance is not a Chinese government owned corporation or company, this is still Asian. And the founder is ethnic Chinese. So there's a
true.
probability that the United States no has some hand on this particular no, particular event. Anyway, that's just my opinion about this also.
Next.
Sige, pag-usapan naman natin yung susunod. So that's it. Yeah, just type in your questions if you wanted to discuss further about this. Ito very interesting to. Now, there is a Bitcoin-backed property investment that's become a new avenue for Cayman Islands, no? Gusto mo maging resident, you can actually start and begin with by loaning a real estate property in Cayman. So, for context, let's discuss very briefly. Sa ba tong Cayman Islands sa Sir Fermin? Para alam ng mga viewers natin.
This is one of those tax havens out in the middle of the ocean. But what's interesting is that this firm, basically ang gagawin nila, it's an exclusive arrangement wherein the property company is only going to allow or is only going to do loans pag dumaan through this company called LEDN. What they will do is they will use the collateral as they will use the cryptocurrency as collateral for the loan. So parang it's
Yes.
an exclusive arrangement. So tama ka, it will now allow people a way to use your cryptocurrency to get itong mga golden visa. Nababalitaan naman natin yan, not just for the Cayman Islands, di ba? Portugal, Italy, Spain, they all have these mga golden visas which require you to invest. But this is one of the first, I believe, na they will allow you to borrow using your cryptocurrency as collateral.
Yes, actually, when I read this particular segment, it was explicitly stated on the no on the news that if, for example, your asset, your Bitcoin, your crypto actually goes up, and then there's a high probability that your loan might go down. Sabi, di ba? So it will be subjected to some kind of tawag ito, market force,
Mm,
supply and demand, no? So, kumbaga parang swerte mo pagka biglang nag-shoot up ng $500,000 for example sa Bitcoin, bababa yung babayaran mo dun sa bank, sa sa lending company that we are talking about here. Anyway, that's just for our viewers to know and understand. You can check this out. You can check this news. So if you guys are silent Bitcoin whales who wanted to get out of the country and wanted to have property in Cayman Islands, this is your chance, diba? To start trying to explore new frontier in this particular part of the world. Ayan.
next.
Let's talk about the next topic siguro. Yan. Very quickly. Eto, Beijing is coming for the metaverse. This is actually not so new, not so bago na news, no? Fermin. For context siguro, let's talk about what happened last June. And our good friend, si Mr. Sly Pie, yeah, of Sliderverse. We were able to discuss this on one of our live segments a few months ago, particularly last July. Kasi noong June, huge Chinese brand actually flocked together on a GSM or
Mm,
mobile congress, the
right.
Global Mobile Congress that happened in Beijing, which is hosted by these particular huge companies, the likes of Alibaba Cloud, the likes of Huawei, China Mobile, for example. Itong mga companies na to, these are huge Chinese brands. They created and collaborated this what we call a metaverse alliance during the mobile World Mobile Congress of 2023. And so this one, ito may bagong input dito sa news ng Politico Pro. Maybe Fermin can discuss further about the about the social credit, parang
Right.
ganyan.
So kumbaga, for the benefit of our viewers, in China, back to that previous slide, please. In China right now, they have a social credit scoring system. So, kumbaga yan ang ginagamit nila when you want to borrow money, if you wanted to buy something. So, it's like your credit rating. And ang gagawin nila ngayon is what they want to do is from the physical world, they will now employ a similar concept of the social credit scoring sa metaverse. That's why it's called nga they're coming for the metaverse. So, kumbaga, ano yung ginagawa nila sa physical world, they also want to employ in the metaverse.
Well, maybe we can probably see that there will be citizenship inside their metaverse too, no? Fermin. then probably even if you're a foreigner, once you get a good social scoring with Beijing or China using their metaverse, you can probably have some privilege inside their own metaverse. We don't know, but I think my personal opinion is if, for example, your social credit score is good for this particular metaverse that they are working on, high probability that it can be translated into rewards on the physical China government scenario. For example, baka they can grant you some visa. We don't know eh. We don't know how it will come into play, but there's high probability knowing how the Chinese is doing this with their own citizens using their current social credit score. Kasi meron na yan existing. Eh. Sabi nga ni Fermin kanina, this is actually a norm that the Chinese government actually implements a social scoring for people to buy, sell, credit, and have some leeway o magkaroon ka ng privilege inside the society, the Chinese society. So that's
And
it. So
I think
before we
also,
ano,
James, to add,
yeah,
I think also that goes hand in hand with the fact that China is also at the forefront of having a nationwide CBDC. So that will really be something that fits nicely with the concept of the metaverse.
siguro let's talk a little bit more no kasi to not confuse our audience. Kasi 'di ba we've heard of rumors and actually factual na China, Beijing particularly ay already banned cryptocurrency mining in China. So maybe our I don't know audience would appreciate if we can discuss very quickly ano ba talaga yung sa tingin natin yung stand ng China pagdating dito sa blockchain, both as a technology and as an application like cryptocurrency?
Well, I think we have to make a distinction between cryptocurrency and the blockchain. And I think there are many times people tend to look at the two as the same. It's not the same. Blockchain is the technology on which the cryptocurrency industry has been built on. They are not identical. They have some correlation, but they're not identical. So China probably has vocally said they're not really high on cryptocurrency, but in no way are they against blockchain. And I think they will see that also later in one of our news updates. Makikita nila yan. Further proof that China is all for the blockchain.
I see. So, we what we just wanted to say here is, tama ba, Fermin, no? Correct me if I'm wrong. China, although they say they are banning cryptocurrency, they are all for the technology called blockchain. So the other applications of blockchain, quite okay to explore and implement. So yan,
Yes.
para malinaw. So shout out muna natin si Caramel. Kanina pa nagko-comment, baka hindi
Uh,
baka magtampo. Ayan, oh, shout
Hey,
out kay
Carmel,
Carmen de
welcome
los
back.
Santos. Welcome back. So, yeah, let's proceed to our next topic. Sige po. Ayan. Our next
Next,
topic for the week. Update for the week. Medyo speaking of CBDC, sabi ni Fermin. Ano ba yung CBDC, Fermin, for concept, for context ng ating mga nakikinig? Kasi sabi dito,
cent-
MasterCard forges blockchain alliance to power future of
yes.
CBDC.
It means it literally stands for central bank digital currency. So to for a layman, it just means the digital equivalent of your money.
Anong
So
difference niyan sa GCash tsaka sa Paymaya? Para alam ng
cen-
mga nakikinig sa'tin.
controlled by the government. That's the basic
Okay.
difference, let's say, between a CBDC and let's say Bitcoin. Bitcoin is decentralized, not controlled by any one entity. A CBDC is always going to be controlled by the government because it's just the
Pero 'di ba
digital equivalent of your fiat.
pero 'di ba si GCash and Paymaya, they're also right now controlled by BSP, the Bangko Sentral. So what
Correct.
spells the difference between the BSP issued CBDC versus that of the Paymaya representation and GCash representation of the Philippine peso?
They're both digital, but depending on how the central bank eventually wants to deploy their CBDC, it could be, for example, just at the banking level. It could be something not to be used at the retail level. It could be something that they want across the board. So iba-iba pa yan eh. The problem, not naman the problem. The thing here is there are 90% of the world's global economies are currently evaluating CBDCs. So even among all those countries, wala pang standard as to A, do we apply it? And B, if we do apply it, how do we apply it? And matagal pa yan, primarily because the tax laws in each of the countries are different. In certain countries, cryptocurrency is not considered legal. In certain countries, they're neutral. In certain countries, it's allowed. Your tax laws will change. So they have to sort that out muna before they get to the stage na, okay, we're ready to do a CBDC.
Will it be safe to say, Fermin, that the CBDC's basic difference from that of other electronic money that is stored on your e-wallets, the electronic money stored on the e-wallets will be a representative of the actual fiat currency, physical fiat currency, while the CBDC itself will, eto ang intindi ko diyan ano, it will be an addition to the supply of your currency. Therefore, in itself is not just a representative, but itself a peso, a money. So part siya ng supply nung ano mo nung like for example,
Yes,
Philippine peso circulating supply. Kasi yung ano yung GCash and Paymaya, these are still part of the money, physical money count, no? Kaya lang they are
yes,
now represented by values inside this so-called e-wallets. Tama ba,
correct.
sir? Diba that maybe
No,
that's
that's
how
correct.
the easier way. Mm-mm.
That's correct. And
Mm.
again, how it finally gets implemented, we don't know yet. But
Yeah.
certainly there will be different degrees as to how this is implemented globally.
Siguro quickly pag-usapan natin na now that Mastercard is trying to come into play, then maybe we can assume that the banking sector, the banking industry, some of them may not welcome cryptocurrency but they're very open to CBDC.
Of
Right?
course.
Correct? Parang
And
gano'n, no? Oo.
look at who they're partnering with. Ripple.
Yes. So, well, Ripple has positioned itself from the very beginning as an enabler for ano for CBDCs
Correct.
to begin with.
Correct. Correct.
Hindi naman tinago ni Ripple 'yan sa kanyang sa kanyang army sa XRP army that they are trying to help bridge the gap on the cross-border payment solutions. Anyway, sige, maybe we can talk more about that in another topic, but let's proceed with the next update.
Okay. Let's go to the last one.
Oh, eto. Sabi
That,
dito, China launches blockchain-powered data exchange. Sabi, the platform will facilitate the buying and selling of Web3 data among enterprises with Alibaba Cloud and Huawei among the companies to participate. This is also in line siguro to put into perspective. A while ago, dun sa mga bago pa lang na nag-tune in, kung bago pa lang kayo nanonood, kanina nung in-update namin earlier, that China actually created their tinatawag na Metaverse Alliance. This is in line with the World Mobile Congress that happened last June 2023 in Shanghai. And wherein the big Chinese brands and companies, including these brands that are noted here, that are, ano, they actually did a Web3 alliance. So part of it, they might do right now. This basically data exchange between providers because it will allow possible seamless productization and possible seamless na ano no na synergy between data of one company and another. Now, Alibaba, Huawei, they will share with each other some Web3 data so that it will synergize and they can come up with a better solution, no? Or a better product for those who are within their platforms. I'm not sure. How do you think about this, Fermin?
No, I agree. In fact, they mentioned Alibaba and Huawei because they're two of the more popular ones. But if you read the details of the article, they talked about over 300 of the larger companies already joining this. So this is essentially further proof that China might not be pro cryptocurrency, but they're certainly pro blockchain. And I think this goes hand in
Yeah.
hand with what you said about the Congress that happened in June or July, diba? So clearly they're moving ahead with seeing how they can utilize the technology to make things more efficient. I mean, imagine if you have something using distributed ledger, all of that data, you don't need to worry about bumaba yung down yung server ni company A, down yung server ni company B. It's all on the blockchain. It makes everything more seamless. So the opportunities are massive once they're able to do this seamlessly.
Yeah, I totally agree. So, yun. That's it, guys, for our blockchain updates. So maybe we can discuss more about this in the coming days, in the coming weeks. So, if you have any question with regards to what we just showed, you can type in your question here in the comment section, and we can do some shout out and some discussion on what you wanted to learn more about the blockchain updates we just discussed. Ayan, shoutout kay Miss Rach David. Miss
Hi,
Rach
Rach.
David. And Rach is here. Of Opix Tech, no? I think this guy, this lady is part of an AI project. Yeah. Anyway. Sige. So that's it. So we're trying to look for some questions and some shout outs in the comment section for our topic tonight. Baka mayroong gusto magtanong dyan. Ayan. Going once, going twice. So I guess this is
Kung
a
kung
good
ma- kung
mhm.
mahihain sila, they can just send it later on at sasagutin natin.
Yeah, we will. So maybe it's a good time to call for a quick break, Sir Fermin, no? Before we
Yep.
proceed with our next topic. Ayan.
Let's have a short one
See you
minute break.
again. We will see you again in a while.
Interested in exploring the fascinating world of decentralized digital assets? The Blockchain Navigator's Handbook, Finding Your Path to Earning from Decentralized Digital Assets, is now available. The keys to navigating the complicated world of blockchain and utilizing its potential for financial success are discussed in this guide. This book is your go-to resource for comprehending and utilizing decentralized digital assets, regardless of your level of experience in the blockchain industry. You may get some real-life stories, professional advice and detailed instructions in the full version of the Blockchain Navigator's Handbook to assist you in finding the untapped potential in the blockchain. From cryptocurrencies to non-fungible tokens, NFTs, smart contracts, and more, this handbook covers it all. It's your compass to navigate the possibilities of the decentralized future. With the Blockchain Navigator's Handbook, you'll gain the knowledge and confidence to seize opportunities, make informed investment decisions, and pave your own path to financial freedom. Are you ready to embark on your journey toward earning from decentralized digital assets? Get a copy of the Blockchain Navigator's Handbook Primer today and see for yourself what contents await you in the upcoming full version of the book soon. Be equipped for the future, and be ready for the upcoming blockchain revolution. What are you waiting for? Download the free copy of the primer and ebook now and start shaping your financial future in the exciting world of blockchain. Check on the link in the description below for more details.
Okay.
And we're back. Yan.
Mhm.
Thank you. Thank you for that promotion no Museigen.io. Gandang gabi sa
Okay.
lahat. We still have some ano no shout outs to do and shout out kay Miss Colette Inoco. Ayan. Shout out also kay si Socrypto raw. So may hawak ng Socrypto. Kay Ate Marites Perada, listening daw from LP. Thank you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Oh, meron tayong mga 17 viewers right now. Sige, can go ahead, Sir
Oh,
Fermin, with the
so
next topic tayo.
sige, before we start, let me give first a brief introduction about our speaker and soon to be widely acclaimed author.
Wow.
Currently work Currently working as an educator for blockchain technology and a consultant for business development, sales and marketing, PR, digital marketing, community management, training, and relationship management. And certainly, as you've seen and heard him before, good communicator both in English and Filipino, and also proficient knowledge in business math with keen familiarity, sales, and marketing. So, without further ado, here's the Resistance Raider, James Genove.
Grabe introduction. Thank you very much, Sir Fermin, Barrenechea, for that very wonderful presentation. But yeah, thank you guys for welcoming me here. Sabi ni Fermin, ang unang topic daw natin is about the blockchain navigator's handbook that was flashed a while ago by in the video. So pag-uusapan daw natin yung tungkol sa book ba. So yeah, go ahead, Sir
Yeah,
Fermin.
sure. So, James, let's start with the journey. How and why did you decide to come up with a book?
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, as you mentioned earlier, I'm a blockchain educator. So I was actually looking forward to teach more people, to cover more people on how this particular book can actually can actually help particularly Filipinos in learning more about the blockchain as technology because uh even if we will be part of it or will not be part of it, you, I, or anyone else, I believe this is gonna be happening sooner. It's not a question of if, but a question of when. Similar to the early days of the WWW or the World Wide Web or the internet. So when the internet is during at its heyday, during the early part of the internet, I can see the traction of blockchain with the onset of Web3 right now and with the onset of metaverse happening. And I'm actually looking forward that Filipinos, particularly locally and abroad, can actually leverage on this particular technology to bridge the financial gap. So I wanted to share that knowledge to the world and to, of course, our fellow Filipino people. And that's the reason why I wrote down this book.
Oh, okay, very interesting. So, I have a question. Since we talked about bridging the gap and helping share this knowledge with a lot of people, is this book meant for more experienced people, or can it be even for somebody who knows nothing about the space?
Actually, if you will be reading the primer of this book, which we are giving out free as an ebook, you can actually see there that the blockchain navigator's handbook is friendly both to newbies and professionals alike. What we wanted to emphasize on writing down the book and what I wanted to convey, what message I wanted to convey is that anyone from any walks of life, no, can actually participate in this space and the potential in earning from it. So, hindi lang siya pang pang experience and technology enthusiastic people, but it can also be for everyone. Actually, inside that book, if people will be buying the actual published book once it's available. By the way, it's the book. is not yet available, no, just to for ano lang for context. The actual book, the full version of the book is not yet available, but just a sneak peek to the book for those who are watching us right now. Inside that book, written there are stories of ordinary people living ordinary lives, but earning from the space, and they were able to make it with or without experience in blockchain and in crypto. So para sa ano yan, para sa for all walks of life. There are several stories inside that book that you might find wherever you find yourself fit. Pwede ka dun eh. May OFW, merong stay-at-home mom, may mga ganyan tayo, no? Inside the book. So I'm excited to share this to the world sooner or later. So watch out for that one.
Well,
Shout out kay Will, Red Naxela watching from North Samar. Yeah.
wow.
Mga, meron
Thank
tayong
you.
Samaritan watching.
Thank you. Thank you.
Samaritans. Yung Samaritan. The good Samaritan.
But you know,
Anyway,
James,
anyway.
you raise a good point that it can be for everyone. I think one of the things that's common with most of us who are in the space is you don't need to be a believer. However, what is clear is that the technology is here, and the technology is changing a lot of ways in which things are currently done. And so, as I always like to tell our listeners before, and I'm sure you've also said the same thing, there are only basically two choices naman eh. You either join the trend and at least see how the technology can help you, or you risk being left behind. So at least those who are listening to us, clearly they've made the decision that they want to learn more about the technology and see how it can help them. So since the book is about ways to earn from the space, so can we talk about siguro ano lang, snippets, kahit na one or two ways that they can earn from
Oh,
the space, James?
sige. Actually, for those who are tuning into us or just tuned into us recently or kakanood nyo lang, you might wonder, no, the book that I wrote down is about how to earn from the digital space, no, from the digital asset. So you might think, others might think that this is about trading or trading cryptocurrency. O so, papang trader lang siguro yung libro ni Resistance Trader. Kasi, yeah, by the name itself ni Resistance Trader. And earning from digital assets, we have a common notion that the earning from crypto is trading. While it is true that you can actually earn from trading, it is not the the only and one way to earn from the space. As a matter of fact, if you will be reading the book once it's out, the first thing that you will see there is you can actually learn how to earn from the digital asset, from the space, from blockchain by becoming a programmer. So if you are an IT professional and you wanted to broaden your knowledge, it is stated fact in the United States right now that those who are in the blockchain, Web3, AI, or the arising technology space has a 55% chance to earn higher income versus dun sa mga ano, sa mga regular web 2, web 1 programmers. So that's one. So it's discussed further in the book, and you might wonder, no, baka para sa ibang bansa yan. I actually tailor-fitted the book and the contents and the stories that will actually fit the regular common Filipino household. So the examples there written, even the resources made available for, yan, sabihin na natin, for learning how to code is mostly Philippine based.
And to add to that, James, even if let's say the statistics might be pertaining to the United States, again, the reality is that the technology knows no boundaries. So the technology is already here in the Philippines. So that's certainly not going to be a disincentive for learning how you can earn from the space. So tama ka dun.
I actually discussed that in the book that at the ano no at the comfort of your home, you can learn how to code cryptocurrency or blockchain technology, no? Like smart contracts, do your own ICO. Pwede mo maintindihan, magawa yan at the comfort of your home. That's one. Siguro I'll also share another way to earn from this space, blockchain and a rising new technology by becoming a professional. And when I say becoming a professional, it doesn't necessarily mean simply, di ba kanina sabi natin, being a programmer. So, hindi mo kailangan maging technical. You just need to become a professional on your own space, on your own turf. Like, for example, uh, when we say becoming a professional, the blockchain space right now are in need of like events manager, for example. And we know, ano yan, this is not written in the book, but we know of stories, success stories of companies, people, like our good friend, si Myrtle, no, na she's an events professional. She leverage on that talent of hers on becoming a very, very well versed sa blockchain space and at the same time in the events and she was able to make her company, no, yung Black Tides a success through this. Now, we can what I'm trying to say is hindi mo kailangan maging isang Mertel o magtayo ng Black Tides o ng isang company, but by becoming a professional yourself, like you're a professional events organizer, you can actually participate in the space. Kasi the space is actually in need of people like you. So that's one. That's another. So there are also resources that I'll be putting inside the book on how you can get certified, where you can find the posting, where you can bridge the no. Like for example, if you wanted to check which which particular job opening for your profession is available in the blockchain space. Actually, our good friend from shout out, no, our good friend from the news agency like Bitpinas, they're posting it also. So if you're a professional and you're in need of becoming taking part inside the space, you can actually practice your craft like yan. Even if you even lawyers and probably accountants in the near future, we can see them thriving and becoming a part of this arising new technology. So yun,
I think no,
yun yung basic.
tama ka dun, James. I think that's very important to highlight is since we're still at the starting point, clearly this is a situation where mas madami yung kailangan kesa dun sa available supply in the market. So literally for all aspects of the technology and the space, madami pang kailangan. We're literally at the starting line.
Yeah, I do agree. And guys, watch out more for this when the book comes out kasi there are several other ways. Maniwala kayo, there are a lot of ways from earning in this space aside from becoming a trader. But of course, trading is one of the way of earning from the space. And definitely I wrote that down inside the book. I'm just telling the public who is listening to us right now, watching us. No, you don't need to become a trader for you to be able to find your niche or to find your space inside blockchain to be able to earn and or become a professional.
Okay, okay. So certainly that was a very interesting discussion. Of course, they will need to have the book para they can see more. James, perhaps you
Yeah.
wanted to show them how they can download the primer.
Okay. Because for those who wanted to download our free primer, you can actually download it using the link and you can scan this code on this side. Ayan.
Yan, we'll have it
So,
para makita yan.
ayan. Ayan, flash in the screen right now for those who are watching. Thank you for tuning in. So, meron tayong libre free ebook for all of you who are watching right now. Just scan this QR code and you'll be able to get a free copy of the ebook primer for the Blockchain Navigator's Handbook, Finding Your Ways of Earning Through This New Digital Assets. Thank you very much, Sir Fermin.
Well, thank you very much again to everyone. Now, clearly, we only discussed a couple of ways. So, we're going to have another episode where James will be more than happy to discuss the other ways that he talks about in the book. But for now, we will end the we will end our session here. We would like to thank everybody for taking time off from their Sunday evening to be with us, and we certainly look forward to seeing you again in our future sessions.
We'll see you
Thank
again
you.
next time. Thank you,
Okay.
Museigen.io, for guesting here. See
Okay. Thank
you.
you again. Bye.